Howdy, cadre. Happy New Year. You you you've probably been in it for a few days already. Uh, my editor seems to be pretty much on the ball, but they are only human. Z is all right. We appear to be recording. I feel compelled to check these things since I had that failed record of a tower build. Pumpkins everywhere. I have so many jack-o'-lanterns stored up. So I just feel stupid when I forget things and then I don't think about them, so I don't remember them. All the other colors are mixes of dyes. So I don't have to go out and search for anything. What I am missing is the brown dye, which comes only from cocoa. Cocoa beans, cocoa nuts. Cocoa nuts sounds misleading. Anyways, and I've reorganized here somewhat because I'm trying to figure out colors are confusing. In the real world, color theory can be confusing because you can talk about light, additive light, or pigments and dyes, which are reflective light. So they actually absorb the other parts of the spectrum. Anyways, in Minecraft, though, if we're to define primary pigments as ones that can only be gained, or primary dyes as ones that can only be obtained from a direct ingredient source, a single, then these are what we have. We have the RGB, which comes from flowers and cactus. Green is still the strangest one. Because when I was looking here, I was confused because I only have 14, and I know there's 16 colors. And then I realized that green is missing because it appears in the furnace. It's the only one where you have to burn something to get the dye, and that's the cactus. It's very strange. It stands out because the rest of these you can just make in your hands, basically, in your inventory. Yeah, so these are the 7 that you can only get straight from ingredients. And I can show you that if we go back here. Whoops. Forgot to click in. So the ones that say right click for more have multiple crafting recipes for them. So the ones that don't say that either are primary like white, no, that's a bad example. Primary like black, which they just come from a single ingredient, or they're secondary, like gray, where you can only get them from mixing two other dyes. Some of the ones that say right-click for more have multiple primary sources. So this isn't a combination. You can just either get it from bone meal or lily of the valley. But some of these that say right-click for more are a mix. There's a primary source, like a color that's actually a flower that's actually a secondary color that can be used as a primary source. Or you mix two dyes, and when you do, you get two of the secondary color. So there's no good way to organize them well in here. But just to go over it again, the primaries are green, which we don't have because you have to cook it. Brown, which we don't have because I don't have any cocoa. And these are the other 14 colors. The primaries among them are black, which comes from ink sacs, red, which comes from 3 different red flowers. And I'm kind of surprised that you can't get red dye from redstone. But maybe it would take away from kind of the magical, electrical nature of it. Anyways, so yeah, red would be a primary. It just comes from flowers. Yellow is a primary. It just comes from flowers. Magenta, there is a flower, the lilac, that you can get magenta dye directly from. Or you can do all these different mixtures. Purple pink, that's what I did because I had some on me. Blue red red white, or blue red pink. Which is actually the same as purple pink because red and blue make the purple. So yeah, magenta you can source directly or mix, but I would call it a secondary color because it can be mixed. Pink, there is a pink tulip that you can source directly. Otherwise, it's a mix of red and white. The light gray you can get directly from some of the white flowers, or you can mix gray with white, or you can mix black with 2 white. That's the same as mixing gray with white. Okay, good to know. The purple only comes from mixing, so it's only secondary. The light blue only comes from mixing, and obviously the purple is red-blue. The light blue is blue-white, and the cyan, which I had forgotten about, is a mix of blue and green. So with that, we get a pretty good split of the colors into groups. A moiety? Not sure how to pronounce that, but there's a word for that. When you split a group in two, such that the two groups compose the entirety of the whole, it's called a moiety. Moeity. And the simplest example is gender. If you buy into the more classical notion that there are only 2 genders and nothing else around, nothing in between. Then our species consists of 2 genders. and only two genders and all that. I'm not making that argument. I think it's pretty easy to look at the science and see where the natural world does not break down as simply along those lines as we pretend. Whether it's people falling on a spectrum or exhibiting traits of both genders, or things happening that just don't fit into those nice simple descriptions. Anyways, so with all that in mind, we can separate these into the primaries. The RGB plus the yellow kind of make up the colors, and then the white, black, and brown. We could argue over brown. That's another color. It's an earth tone. Yeah, but anyways, so those 7 would be the primaries, and then the other 9 that we have here are secondaries because they can all be derived by mixing 2 of these over here. Yeah, should I reorganize these? Whatever. Because I was thinking maybe I should group them. Some of these could be called shades of the other colors. Like pink is white mixed with red. Light gray is gray mixed. Sorry, white. Yeah, white mixed with red. Light gray is white mixed with gray. Gray itself is white mixed with black. And light blue and lime are white mixed with blue and green, respectively. So I guess cyan's different, purple's different. So yeah, by that logic, these 5 are shades. They're brighter shades of primary colors. And then what's our order here? Well, RGB, then yellow. So this would be green blue. The magenta would be red blue. Or sorry, the purple. Sorry, I should be doing this stuff off camera. Oh, these are intermission. Yada, intermission. Yada. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I accomplished much. What was my point? Okay, so these are color mixes. So these would truly be secondary colors, these 4. And then these 5 are lighter shades of primary colors. That's loosely speaking. I mean, arguably white and black aren't colors. Brown's a whole different argument. But anyways, I had forgotten about the secondary colors that were mixed with primary dyes. So that leads us to the rest of these that I had forgotten about, that we hadn't gone over before. So here they are. The purple. Um, Very high contrast design with a radial uh, and mirrored symmetry. Couple things I find interesting about the purple. Oh, another intermission. Talking about purple terracotta, glazed terracotta. You want to join us for our TED Talk? High contrast. The design itself is pretty simple, but one thing I find interesting is this is one of the few that seems to have very clear Minecraft-related pictorial depictions. One is this outline on the corner that looks very much like a pickaxe. Uh, yeah, it's even like pretty much the same pixels. I guess one difference is the point here. Maybe shouldn't be there. But it has this point that's the wood handle that goes through. It's just covered by this more dominant figure. Which, this is why I laid the quarter down. This looks like the hilt of a sword pretty clearly, with the little crossbar, the handle, hilt, whatever. When you put them together, it makes it look like an X or almost like a steering wheel for a ship. But yeah, when you isolate just that corner, so this one design has incorporated the two primary tools of Minecraft, the sword and the pickaxe. Yeah, I'll talk more about theory behind the designs when I'm done. So yeah, purple, red, and blue. Dark pink is right, white and red. Not much to say about the design. It pretty clearly resolves. Both of these pretty clearly resolve um, into this primary design, I think. Um, I mean, we can look at the back, and these, what I called the pickaxes, don't really resolve into much when you put them together. It's just kind of a diamond, a light diamond type thing. And yeah, you just get a diamond shape here too. I think that circle in the center is one of the clear design motifs that we've seen in a lot of these. This one's got a circle in the hilt of the swords, or the cross. I don't know what the hilt is, do I? Let's look it up quick. I've had that question for a long time. Is the hilt the handle, or is it the cross? It's the handle. The hilt is the handle, consisting of a guard, grip, and pommel. Okay. So I was confusing it with the guard, but the guard is obviously the crossbeam. The grip is the handle part of the hilt, and the pommel is the end of it, which can be used for hitting, which is why the pommel's a verb. Anyways, so yeah, and you can put these around. Um, I don't think I did that, did I? No. Um, am I getting it first try? Nope. So yeah, you can put these around, but either to get this triangle in the center. Um, but you either end up with half circles on the top and bottom, um, which makes me think this is just a pattern out of sync. It's the other pattern out of sync. This pattern out of sync. Or you can get this half circle split with the part of a diamond, and then it gives you that rotational thing, but doesn't seem to fit design intent anyways. So I think those are definitely what we'll call the faces or the design intent. Similarly, lime, light blue, and magenta, just to fly through these, resolve into these basic patterns. There's not a whole lot to talk about them. Nothing else looks as good on the lime. It really looks like a citrus fruit to me. You can kind of see these diamond shapes that you would get with the outside in. But in terms of resolving into a single simple shape or design, that seems clearly like what I would be calling the face. And I didn't look carefully at these, at what was what I was calling the face from the specific design pattern, design sequence. Anyways, that's not that important. The light blue, oh, and the lime is green and white. The light blue is blue and white, and the magenta is. There were a few options, but pink and purple. Pink and purple. I wanted to look at that because I feel like there's another. This is pushed. These dark blue. Now that's not going to resolve into anything particularly interesting, is it? That's not what I wanted, is it? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to resolve it with these blue things on the inside. Kind of makes a pinwheel feel. That's interesting that we have this square on both the inside and outside corners. So you could also do like a mix. Yeah, and sometimes when I do stuff like that, it seems like it would be interesting for a wall, because in this case, most of this dark blue is near the middle, And if you just repeated this pattern down the wall, it would kind of be a zigzag filigree type, or lightning bolt or something. But I don't. It's interesting patterns. I don't think it relates to design intent, because we're kind of reversing two of these. Anyways, and then Magenta is fascinating because it's probably the one that has the most clear single design just on one block. Not that it needs to be combined with 3 other blocks to make a shape, but that one of these blocks on its own already has its own shape. And an arguably very functional one at that, because if you just drop one of these down, it's an arrow left. So if you were making a maze or something, you could see where you might put those into walls or something, so that, as you were coming down a hallway, you'd have a very clear indicator which direction to go to get to somewhere. And you just have to learn, if you face right when you place it, then it points down. If you face left, it's probably going to point up. Yep. And to get from a left-facing arrow to a right, you just got to do it backwards. So I don't think there's any of those other designs. I mean, you can look at, like, blue looks like a fan or something, or a scale on its own, but that's not as primal a shape, and it still has other patterns in it that incorporate it into a larger design. And I've torn down a lot of the other colors because I'm trying to clean up here. In fact, I want to get these down. But yeah, these, there's nothing really in the background of these to combine them into a larger pattern, which is why I just had them kind of. Is that right? Nope. Nope. I just had them running in a spiral like this. Makes a diamond in the center. But there's no circle motif here. Not that everything had it, but it did show up in a surprising number of these. And maybe I should do like a logic chart to break down which of these have circles, which have diamonds, which have squares as motifs. Anyway, so yeah, those are lighter shades of primary colors. So's the pink. Purple's a mix of primary colors. And so is the cyan. So cyan's kind of strange. Mix of blue and green. And we have pretty clearly the creeper face in here. And that's why I put those all facing the same way. Incidentally, not a whole lot of these look like they're intended to just be repeated the same direction. Pink's another one that, if it just makes a big wall of arrows, kind of with a subtle arrow the other direction in the negative space. Doesn't look like that's design intent, or they'd have the tip of one arrow touching the back of the other. Anyways, where a lot of these look like they're designed to be spiraled and mirrored and spun, these two look pretty good just being repeated. Obviously that magenta is just an arrow repeated, but this, I like how it kind of makes it's almost like a herringbone pattern in the back. Kind of scaly, kind of plaid-like, kind of checkerboard. Anyways, but I think the design intent is this. Oh, where? Maybe it was just the back. Yeah, I think I was just going to show you the back, and I'm confusing it with the gray already. But this puts these like V's pointing to the center, and it seems to be the most stable design with the these creeper faces kind of spiraling around the center. You can resolve it with different parts in the center, but it doesn't really do much. These little white triangles, you can push those to the center. No, but you can't get them on all four sides. It's either got to be horizontal or vertical. Anyways, so cyan is kind of an oddball. And then gray's a mix of white and black. And this I thought was the most basic pattern. It kind of has a circle there in the center. Kind of has a plus or a cross shape, but it's rotated slightly. Each point is off the axis. But I noticed that like these corners weren't resolving into shapes, so I resolved it two different ways and got a circle in the center, which maybe I like this better. This kind of arrow shape is throwing me off. Just ended up mirrored, but that does pretty well. Yeah, it still doesn't resolve the axes in a symmetrical way, but this, I think that's partly what they're playing with some of these secondary colors, is stuff that's off center and imbalanced. Anyways, so you can resolve circle center, or you can resolve this like X cross in the center. Which I don't, yeah, of those three, I don't really know which I like the best. This seems like the most stable and most intended. But this has that larger circle, which I've been trying to resolve when I can. I guess I went away from that with the green circles in the corner, but that was that bullseye that was just way too clear. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. I guess the other thing I was going to say about those is a lot of the primaries, what I've called the primaries, seem to be more, especially the colors, seem to be simpler, more symmetrical designs. And a lot of these seem based on flowers. The red seems based on a rose. The green seems based on a clover, which has very little to do with a cactus, but wow, my mind is resolving it in a way that it does have something to do with the cactus. To share my thought, clover and cactus could be seen as relating to the cross shape. Clover, because it grows with this 4-part symmetry. And cacti often grow branches straight out. They'll grow straight up and then shoot growths horizontally. So I don't think I would ever depict them with the same symbol, but if you were going to depict cacti and clovers with the same image, it probably would be something like this, where with the clover you're looking face down at 4 leaves, and with the cactus you're looking side on at the trunk and offshoots. So anyways, I had a theory that perhaps the simpler colors, the primary colors, also had designs that were earlier creations, kind of archaeologically or anthropologically speaking, culturally speaking. It's probably a simpler way to say that. Because these primary colors seem to have simpler designs to me. They rely more on radial symmetry as well as just symmetry within the grid, I guess. And that's true even of black and brown, which seem less floral and more geological. Anyways, but then these secondary colors have a lot more complex patterns. I think all of the more technological, the ones that look more like man-made patterns, designed. I think they're all over here. These all seem more natural and floral in a way. I don't know if that's all clear, but I pulled in some more quartz from the nether from our last episode, and I put it up there. It was another eight blocks of chiseled quartz. It already looks better. I'll be happy to get rid of the rest of that brown eventually. I haven't made a ton of progress in here, but part of that's because I was making decisions, and now I've made some. I was debating how to progress the tiles on the outside. On this first floor, I went double thick so I could get a front-facing tile both on the outside and inside. so that one wasn't looking at the back. Oh, it's almost morning, isn't it? But I'll sleep. I had a phantom attack me not too long ago because I hadn't been keeping up. Hey guy. Hey guys. Hey. You don't burn under my roof. More? Jeez. I don't know why I'm missing. If that's a lag thing or something to do with the fire. Maybe the fire makes me misjudge how far away he is. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So yeah, on the outside I had made them all orange because I had a whole bunch of orange, and I like the look of the orange. The lotus flower, I think of it as. And I thought that was a nice warm symbol for a temple. Hey, come on. What? I didn't even get to him in time to get experience from it. So I want a symbol on the second floor, but a different symbol, but not one that clashes or detracts from that, which is kind of tricky because most of them are colorful. Like I was saying, the primary colors seem simpler to me. That the RGB and Y are all almost monochromatic. The green has a brighter white, so a little bit higher contrast than the others. I guess the yellow has that bright white too, but it doesn't seem as high contrast because the yellow's bright. So I guess out of these, like the nature of the yellow and the green, which is the air and the earth, these go together well in my mind because they both are mixed with the white. They're fairly natural looking patterns, a little bit more complex. And yeah, this always reminds me of a beehive and or a flower. Anyways, the red and the blue, they aren't as locked into the longitudinal symmetry, the grid symmetry. They have more of a radial symmetry that gives them this rotational feeling. So yeah, and that's water and fire. So I'm happy that those four are on the inside, but moving upward, I don't think I need to repeat that inside, which is why I was thinking I might just cover the inside with banners. And on the outside, I think what I've decided is I will alternate between colorful tiles and achromatic tiles, or at least less colorful tiles. Oh my gosh, that's so many seeds. They don't go to waste. They just get condensed into bone meal. Like my ancestors were condensed into soul sand. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's not talk about the horrors of the past. Ancient past. Minecraft's ancient history. So I think, and I want to kind of go darker, lighter. So I think what I'm going to do is use gray. As the outward facing symbol on the next floor. But then the question is, which symbol do I want to use? The circle or the plus in the center? Is that right? Nope. Did I get it? Okay. So that's the kind of pinwheely plus. And one thing that's nice about that is it's fairly stable, and from a distance it again feels like a circle, even though those are diagonal lines. I don't know if that's the best though. Because I do like... Nope. I do like that circle in there. Yeah, and this one, I think... Wait. No, those are centered. So you can either have those like circling the center or pointing towards the center. But this, it does feel unbalanced. I guess you get the small circle in the center. I think this carries the themes better. The circle, the kind of floral design. Let's see, the other... Well, that's different yet. I don't like it. I mean, the diamonds in the center, that's stable. I guess the with the pluses on the outside corner, it makes an interesting framing, square framing device. Now, I was trying to get that fourth thing, though, which is the... Nope. Okay, and that gets that, like, X in the center. X in the center, circle in the center. That's interesting. You could play tic-tac-toe with these. Plus in the center, diamond in the center. That's interesting. All right, so that's the lower right. I think we're going with that one. Because it looks the most floral in a way, and I think it carries the design intent pretty well. Okay, so this is that. Now this isn't going to go well. I'm just going to do that and get this out of there. And then which one's right? Nope. Okay, so forward then left. Is that what I just figured out? Yes. So this one's backwards, this one's right. All right. Yeah, and my hope is those will be more secondary. Yeah, they blend in a little bit better. And yeah, moving upwards, I'll be alternating between colors and lack of colors to some extent. I mean, the white has colors in it, so ouch. Yeah, the white's got yellow and light blue. But that's an update on the tiles. Happy New Year, like I said. Probably won't see this till a week or so after. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if my editor's on vacation or... Don't know if he's working. I keep saying he. I've been intending to tease him forever. That, yeah, I think he's definitely binary. If anybody's binary. But I guess I failed at that. And the heck, if he's paying attention to the end of one of these random videos here, then I gave up the ghost. Flipped the script. Yeah, and then on the inside, those look kind of strange. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're fine. I'll leave them for a while. I can cover them with banners later, and I was thinking I could cover the ones facing, the one direction. I could cover yellow. I could even use that flower pattern. Have yellow flowers, green flowers, blue flowers, red flowers. Anyways, but I want to finish some of the rooms because I think maybe one of these second floor rooms, actually I probably want to face the sunset. That was one of the things I was going to do when I went upstairs. Right now it's really inconvenient because I have these framing pieces floating. And in some cases, I've kind of put these glass walkways around the edge. Wasn't sure if I was going to leave it a walkway or finish the floor, but I think I'm going to make, I don't know, I might do different things. So facing east, I think I'll have a solid floor up front here. Maybe not, because I wanted it to be a nice big vestibule in the entrance. And I was thinking about making this a solid wall across here, but then you can't see the sunset. Anyways, up here someplace. I guess it would have to be here. If I want to see the sunset, maybe these rooms, this... Whoops. Ouch. Yeah, maybe these two sections here are like my quarters overlooking the front entrance and the sunset. Haven't figured out where I'm going to put stairs and stuff. I'll probably run them up, not at the center axis, but parallel. This is obviously just temporary kind of dirt scaffolding. I've done more mining. So maybe it's another nether episode. Another nether. A whole nother nether. I wonder whether you can withstand another nether. So many pumpkins. Too many pumpkins. All of these pumpkins need light. 23 pumpkins. But now the jack-o'-lanterns. I'll probably need more wood soon. So yeah. So I'll put gray in. I'll probably finish the next floor. I'll leave them visible like that. That's not bad. They look strange, but almost looks like a diagonal outlet. I don't know why that interests me. Diagonal outlet. But yeah, then I can put some more floors in, make some rooms, set up my anvil. I really need to set up my anvil. I've been putting it off for so long. I've transferred all this stuff waiting to be repaired. Although some of it I might melt down. Oh, that's... I can make a blast furnace. Blast furnaces are strange. They require smooth stone. Can't believe I don't have an actual furnace on me. Or I don't have any cobblestone either. Jeez. Well, I'll have to go back to the other place. Blast furnace. I guess because I don't have the materials on me. Just missing a furnace mainly, right? I guess we're doing this now before I let you go. Ran into some raiders here. We were coming down the hill. Followed me into this railway. That's why I got the bad omen up. Or voluntary exile, whatever it's called. I think bad omen's a category. Bad omen. Huh. Voluntary exile. I didn't want to do that. Was I guess the name of the achievement or trigger? What am I looking for? What am I doing? Bless it. Furnace. I swear I had one somewhere. Alright, we'll just make a new one. I know I've got, yep, cobblestone. Make a furnace. Seriously, blast. Okay. Alright, yeah, it's just iron, smooth stone, and a furnace. And we got it. Okay. I don't know what all the fuss was about. I cooked some carrots. Did I show you that banner? I think I did. Oh, and there's more of the gray and pink. Yeah, I was looking at it here initially. Because that's where I cooked it. I shall just where I cooked it. I'm trying to put 28 of each glazed. I don't know why. We don't have lime. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I have some carrots now. So there's that. There's those carrots. They are there. Got them. Carrots. I still have not found the other wood types. I guess unless you count. I only have one type of warped fungus? Or what's the other one? Crimson fungus. Well, I guess I can't grow those. And I need the warped nylium, I think, to grow the warped fungus. I don't have any nether wart. Whatever. I gotta get the nether. There's more stuff I need to fix. If I can. I don't know if you can repair wood things. Alright, sorry. Should have let you go already. That's the rest of the tiles. That's the status of the pyramid. Starting to get dark. Sleep. Yeah, so yeah, maybe I'll have a whole nother layer next time I see you. Maybe we can go back to the nether. Oh, yeah, I need to go east. We tried to build the new portal and it wasn't far enough. And I think the mistake I might have made. Oh, good. I can hide this at the end of this episode instead of the beginning of the next. I think the mistake I made is that I was using the coordinates of the center of my pyramid, which is not exactly where the portal is. The portal is way down near bedrock, and it's shifted, I guess, towards us a little ways. So that explains why we went the appropriate distance. If the center of our initial pyramid is where we had built the portal, but that's not. The portal was, I think, east a little bit, so we needed to go to east a little bit more. So anyways, I've written down the coordinates of the actual portal so we can do the math, and the next time we go in, yeah, we probably have to move it like 10 blocks or something, and it will be just far enough to open a new portal in the Nether rather than sending us to the same place. So that is where we're at with those things. Our jack-o'-lantern status is pretty crazy. We got 6 stacks, more than 6 stacks. Looks like spam, tastes like spam, smells like spam. It's spam. This is how you make bone meal with a composter. In case you didn't know, you already knew. You've been here with me the whole time. You've been paying attention. You know what's going on. I need to cook more lime. That's a lot of lime. I can just take 28 back with me. That'll be fine. Oh, I got a blast furnace now. Yeah, we can melt down some stuff. I think that's how that works. Reclaim iron from old tools. Some of my old tools, if they don't have special enchantments, I don't really care if they break. But if I see they're about to break, I might as well save them. So I don't know if you can reclaim a diamond, though. Doubt it. I don't think you can cook with the logs. But this probably won't do anything either. Nope. Yeah, you can't melt down. So I'll check if you can repair. Sweeping edge. Alright, so that really isn't special. And yeah, that's going to go to 1 nugget. Great, thanks. And we can't cook logs in the blast furnace. It's only for... Alright. Yeah, we wasted 1 coal. That's fine. It was for experimental purposes. We love the porpoises. Even the ones we experiment on. The experimental porpoises. We let them live in tents. For all intents and purposes. all intents and purposes. Insert catchphrase here.